Radio Chingalo so that we may be one through the cross. Good afternoon with the main news. My name is Sarah Damina. Kindly be informed that we're also streaming live on our Radio Chingalo Facebook page, and you can also listen to us via Radio Garden. The headlines: Catholic Media Service underscores importance of radio. G&G Bakery penalized. Zambia women national team to face South Africa's Wanyana Wanyana. And now the news in detail. Ahead of World Radio Day, the Catholic Media Service says radio continues to be a powerful and easily accessible source of information. Zambia will tomorrow, 13th February, join the international community in observing World Radio Day under the theme Radio and Trust. In a statement to Radio Channel News, Catholic Media Services Director Father Winfred Kunda says the theme is timely and comes as a good reminder to radio journalists to take time in researching and sourcing information from credible sources. Father Kunda has also implored radio proprietors to provide necessities that would make journalists, presenters, and producers continue offering trustworthy information and urgently consider remunerating the radio work as well. He stressed that it is regrettable that some radio stations still pay very little. He stressed that it is regrettable that some radio stations still pay very little as salaries to their journalists, adding that government should consider a support mechanism in form of grants to be given to radio stations that are struggling financially. Father Kunda has since commended government for offering the Catholic Church 9 radio broadcast licenses and prays that soon it shall grant the church another license to start a radio station in Mpika Diocese. The non-completion of the construction works at Kitwe's Kamakonde market shelters irked traders at the trading place. In a random interview with Radio Chingale News at Kamakonde market, the traders said it was becoming difficult for them to trade, especially during this rainy season. They further asked for improved sanitation such as provision of ablution blocks and water and clearing the heap of garbage at the trading place.
Tabawamya bwino enfula yonse yirengira mukati mulango amalata y'abapepa mu tabawamya bwino wakiramu okuloka mwantini tulero kuba twafishe kuba tukwisheko market amatoilet tatwakwatako amakondi bali market naye batukwisheko mwe bantu bakwalesa kati tukwetemu akwatuleta ntukakumina kubanga yayisa tulalokuwa kodwa butuka twasende tipe cyose mutresha twatwala kuti mpamvu kuberama inekire na market bali tukulira nomba tayibetayapwa Batu tuisisheko bwangu bantu tulero kwa nespe tulero kwa tafsirero kwa file unaika nombanga vyao naika nokatu tulefunya kuisa.
And a check by Radio Chingale News revealed that the construction of the market shelter has stalled. Meanwhile, Kamakonde Ward Councillor Christopher Chileshe admitted that there was need to complete the construction of the market, adding that the completion of the project will be done with the use of the 2021 Constituency Development Fund (CDF). Councillor Chileshe spoke to Radio Chingale News in a separate interview.
Then abantu bengire mukatika shelter bantu enfula nga yaise ndiye balero kwenya no mbali ne kwena after nga twapusha ama assessment director mu muri yonsama wati wala tukekala panshinga committee then tumonende tungamba project.
The Ministry of Labour has penalized G&G Bakery for delaying and obstructing labour inspectors. The inspection was aimed at verifying numerous labour complaints from the workers. In a walk-in interview yesterday, Cooper Belt Assistant Labour Commissioner Charles Muo explained that G&G Bakery has been penalized under the Employment Act. Mr. Muo added that G&G Bakery has since been given 7 days to pay the financial fine of 200,000 penalty units, equivalent to 60,000 kwacha, to be paid to government.
The officers tried to explain the position of the law, but management, the director in particular, was very adamant, and the officers were not allowed to carry out their functions. In line with the law, that cannot be allowed. That is total impunity disregarding the law. Therefore, this employer has been penalized with 200,000 penalty units, which is translated into 60,000 kwacha, which should be paid to government within 7 days. And also, we are concerned the way the workers behaved to say, no, we cannot penalize the employer. Workers need to understand that the law is in place and our interest is to ensure that the law is respected. But it will not end there. We are constituting a team. We are going to do thorough inspection.
In a bid to promote quality education, residents of Lufwanyama are calling for the upgrade of most schools in the district. Speaking to Radio Chamberlain News on behalf of the residents in the area, Judith Musonda noted that some schools were in a deplorable state are needed to be upgraded. She also noted that most schools were far apart, making pupils to walk long distances to access education. Ms. Musonda says called on government through the Ministry of Education to consider building more schools in the area and upgrade the existing ones.
Mwana alefuma pano distance limbi shishibe na makilometers efoninga pendo kwale akutaki saba katulekeshe kufema tudia feba kuno kumaduro eliazi kumasiku tukapala maneko.
In sports, the Zambia women national team is this afternoon facing South Africa's Wanyana in a friendly match at Nkoloma Stadium in Lusaka. Chipolopolo are playing against South Africa as they build up for next week's Africa Cup qualifier against Namibia. Zambia coach Bruce Mwape is confident ahead of the test match against South Africa. South Africa coach Desire Ellis said the friendly match against Zambia is important. Zambia will host Namibia in the first leg match of the Africa Women's Cup qualifier on 16th February in Lusaka before traveling to Windhoek for the return leg for 4 days later. This news broadcast comes to you in the community service of Radio Chamberlain with compliments of Bulls Milling. And now international news is monitored from the BBC.
Renewed diplomatic efforts to avert a Russian invasion of Ukraine will take place today as the United States prepares to deploy extra forces into Eastern Europe. President Biden and Emmanuel Macron of France will hold separate phone calls with their Russian counterpart, Vladimir Putin. Russian diplomats in Ukraine are reported to have started returning home. Paul Adams in Kiev says the intense diplomatic activity contrasts with the apparent sense of calm among Ukrainians themselves.
It remains this weird contrast between these dire warnings coming from Washington and a sense of kind of calm and normality here in Kiev, with the government still appearing to insist that nothing much has changed. And it raises the question that we've been asking ourselves quite a bit in recent days. What are the Americans and the British seeing that the Ukrainians are not seeing? The government is still not doing anything public, anything national to alert the population for what could be about to happen.
Protesters against COVID restrictions in Canada have remained at a major border crossing with the United States, defying an injunction to remove them. On Friday, a court ordered the end of the blockade of trucks and other vehicles. The crossing, which links Ontario with Michigan, has been blockaded for 5 days. This report from Jessica Murphy.
In the Canadian province of Ontario, a state of emergency has been declared and a court injunction issued to clear the Ambassador Bridge. It's a vital trade link between the U.S. and Canada that has been blocked for days.
We're hoping to wake everybody up, and I think we've done a lot in the last 5 days here.
It's unclear if or when police will move in to end the blockade, but protesters voted on Friday to stay.
French police say they've intercepted 50 vehicles seeking to enter Paris in 2 convoys to take part in an anti-vaccination protest. Thousands of opponents of measures imposed to contain the pandemic have gathered on the outskirts of the capital and are trying to drive into the city. China's medical products regulator has given conditional approval to Pfizer's COVID drug Paxlovid. It's the first oral pill specifically developed to treat the disease to be approved by the government in Beijing. Patty Maguire reports.
China's National Medical Products Administration said that pending further testing, the drug would be approved for adults who have mild to moderate coronavirus and who have the high risk of developing severe illness. It's not clear if China is in talks with Pfizer to procure the drug, which has already been authorized in about 40 countries. Beijing has yet to approve any foreign-made vaccines, but has authorized several domestically developed shots, which have proved less effective at blocking infections. China's zero COVID approach to managing the virus, which include mass lockdowns, also means there is little natural protection from prior infections.
As we end our main news bulletin, we take a look at some of the stories making headlines again. Catholic Media Services underscores importance of radio. GNG Bakery penalized. Zambia women national team to face South Africa's Wanyana Wanyana. Friends, for these and more stories, do remember to like the Radio Chengelo Facebook page. Also visit our Radio Chengelo website, www.radiochengelo.org. Do play a part in the fight against the coronavirus pandemic by adhering to safety guidelines as outlined by the Ministry of Health and the World Health Organization. Wear a mask when in public. Avoid large groups and maintain social distance. Avoid unnecessary movements. Do remember to wash your hands frequently for at least 20 seconds. Also cover your cough or sneeze with a flexed elbow, handkerchief, or tissue. On behalf of the entire newsroom and Constance Kalunga, the sound technician on duty, my name is Sarah Tamina. Thank you so much and have a blessed Saturday.